Hi, so before I talk, I just want to say that the footage in the background is old and before the Quell allegations. I don't play the game anymore, nor do I support her. Anyways, I kind of wanted to talk about this TikTok user who's been going under a lot of controversy because of their Cosmo design. And it's honestly not even a huge deal, but it is a noticeable debate all around TikTok, and I kind of just wanted to share my opinion as a Cosmo Uma shipper and someone who heavily relies on him as a coping mechanism. Anyways, if you haven't heard or seen them, they're really hated because their Cosmo design is seen as fetishized content due to the fact he has emphasized female proportions and the excuse. He's a trans man with no affirming surgery being used as a reason. I can really see the issue as sometimes the features are heavily exaggerated in what you'd see in fetish content, but I like to separate things like this from genuine intent because there are, in fact, real trans men who prefer to stay feminine, whether it's how they dress or keeping their feminine parts. Though I do see the issue sometimes because they tend to put him in extremely revealing or sexualized outfits or intentionally drawing attention to drawing him with scars. Their content alone can be pretty weird too. Though I did some diving and found there have been plenty of times where they drew Cosmo with the same headcanon, instead with less exaggerated features. And I think they even mentioned themselves that their Cosmo design was more of a self-insert, correct me if I'm wrong. But if it is more of a self-insert, that would be incredibly invalidating to them as a person because trans men are 100% allowed to dress femininely and however they want or not, look passing while still identifying as a man. And if you're not new to my channel, you'll know I used to headcanon Cosmo as gender fluid, biologically female and choosing to present femininely while identifying as male, which in itself is valid because I met someone over this headcanon who identified the same way, and just because a male, whether cis or trans, chooses to present feminine doesn't automatically mean it's fetish or they want to sexualize themselves. I personally don't interact with the creator of this design, support them, or even watch their content and have it on my FYP. I think the issue where it comes to fetish art is when they draw him in sexualized clothing or his features again with huge proportions and a super slim waist, but large proportions on a female. Alone isn't fetish, and again, it generally comes down to the intent. I think we should honestly just let them be. We all know that they themselves are 100% aware of the situation and the backlash, and they continue choosing to draw Cosmo and HC him this way, which is fine. I don't see them really hurting anyone because it's not pedophilic, nor zoophilia, or consists of any really problematic content like SA. And once again, them drawing Cosmo like this doesn't automatically mean it's fetish intent despite it crossing into that territory. One thing I do want to say that's extremely important to this whole thing is that drawing Cosmo as trans for the exact purpose of being allowed to draw him with breasts or a vagina is what makes it. Fetishization of transgender people, and if that's what this creator is doing, then yes, there is the issue. This rant was kind of weak, and I barely even know what I'm saying myself because I'm sick at the time of writing this LOL. But yeah, feel free to correct me on anything or share your opinion. I don't really care, and I'm open to criticism.